One of the things that she told me when I first went in to see her, and I was like, look, man, I'll be happy to live to 80. And she looked straight at me and said, well, I'm going to try and help you live to 100. My name is Ashlee Poole. So pretty active, pretty healthy. Got diagnosed potentially with Graves by my primary in November of 2023. Did the whole thyroid uptake and it confirmed it that they diagnosed me with Graves. At that moment, I was looking for a functional doctor or a holistic doctor here in town. And I reached out to her and we had a 15-minute conversation. And at that moment, I told her, because I've never been on meds, because my body doesn't respond well to them, that I was looking for options for myself as far as what I could look to do to improve my situation without necessarily having to remove my thyroid to go on medicine. So that's where I contacted her, and we've been on a journey together since I was losing weight. But I wasn't necessarily feeling bad. I wasn't feeling great, but it wasn't something where I was like, oh my goodness. And that's kind of where this all happened. Dealing with Crohn's, sometimes you have bouts where you go through where you can. And so for me, I was like, maybe there's a flare up there. Aside from that, it was really, truly just the weight loss. When she reviewed my blood tests and saw that, my TSH, my T4 and T3 levels really off. I've always been more attuned to my body, but I've also been to the emergency room a couple of times based on medicines that my doctors have prescribed. So I'm not a fan as my body does not respond well. So for me, when I received that diagnosis of you have Graves, I was like, okay, so what are my options? My options are to go the traditional route, allow them to put me on medicine instead of help me find out why. And so I would prefer to find out the why. With Dr. Skrupik, she's open to modern medicine, though she also is saying, okay, how do I make you feel better? Functioning on a above par level. One of the things that she told me when I first went in to see her, and I was like, look, man, I'll be happy to live to 80. And she looked straight at me and said, well, I'm going to try and help you live to 100. I asked her, why did she go this route as a doctor? And she explained to me, because I wasn't helping my patients. Dr. Skrupik does a very good job of being present in any kind of meeting that you have with her. I greatly appreciated that. My first encounter with her from an appointment standpoint was an hour and a half. Just get to know one another and get to know my history. I didn't have any, because I was very blunt with her when I was like, I got diagnosed with Graves today. I literally talked to her the day that I got diagnosed. And I was like, hey, I got to figure something else out because I don't do well on meds. It was a 15-minute brief conversation, but I think she actually went over. It was ended up being 20 or 25. She was generous with her time. I was looking for somebody that could help me get healthy. I wasn't looking for an easy pill. What I'm seeking is what she's providing, which is, how do I help you again feel better? So she had all the blood work. And by looking at that, she went through some supplements. She goes, okay, coach, so let's put you on these supplements. This was in December. That same visit, she also set me up for a litany of tests, 6 to be exact. To be fair, that was a little daunting. So we took all these tests. And so that was through mid-December. And then we met very beginning of February and we reviewed my tests. And at that moment, we went through some additional supplements based on the findings. And so she was very frank. She was like, markers that I needed to remove from my diet for 2 months to see where I stand. And it's difficult, I'm not going to lie, but I can tell you this, your health is your greatest source of wealth, period. So I'm okay making that commitment. We removed some things from my diet intentionally, gluten being the number one thing. And so after that, March 25th, I had a blood test because I was going to see the endocrinologist. So she looked at my markers and she just goes, I don't know what you're doing, but 2 of the 3 of your markers are moving in the right direction. Just by being on the supplements that Dr. Skrupik prescribed, very responsive. There's a portal that she provides you're logged into, and you can send a secure message to her anytime. She always gets back to me same day. And again, I can't impress enough that it's nice to have a doctor who wants to go on the journey with you, who's not just saying, here's a pill for you, take it. So if you're seeking a caregiver that will go on the journey with you, that's what she provides. I've told you that I have Crohn's, right? I got diagnosed with that in my 20s. I had, some of my intestine pulled out. And I gotta be honest, I don't have any issues with that right now. Not at all. My BMs have been fabulous, and they haven't been fabulous in a while. I'm drinking water she's recommending. I'm taking supplements she's recommending. I'm also following a diet she's recommending. I'm also taking yoga because we talked about that. But I'm happy to say today, I weigh 106 pounds, but it's a healthy 106 pounds, right? I feel good. I can feel it in my joints. My body's responding well. So it got to be a little bit of everything. It's got to be a little bit of the supplements, the water, the foods, whatever I'm cutting out. I think people look at it and it's daunting. And to be honest, it is. You do have to dedicate and put together some kind of game plan. I'm not looking for that immediate fix. I'm looking for that lifetime. That's what your goal should be. Think about your life, not just, I just want a pill to get me through. Because if you go that route, it never fixes your problem. Take control of your own health. Take control of it and invest in it. Invest in finding the doctor for you. I will tell you this. I tell everybody I know about Dr. Skrepik. All my girls, somebody like Dr. Skrepik puts together and takes the time to do it with you. Anything's doable. Anything is doable. And I encourage anybody that listens to this to, again, invest in your health. It's the number one thing that you have that you take to the grave with you. And if you're not healthy, happiness is almost impossible.